In 2009, Operation Free was formed by a group of returning war veterans, first-hand witnesses to the ravages of climate change and instability caused by our dependence on fossil fuels. In the name of national and global security, they vowed to do something about it.
Operation Free started in 2009 when a group of returning Iraq and Afghanistan veterans and some leading national security experts came together and realized that the defining national security challenge that we faced, both for the United States and for the world in the 21st century, was climate change. That climate change was an accelerant of instability, an accelerant of chaos. It was going to make all the problems we had in the world, from refugee problems to political instability to armed conflict, more likely and worse when they happened, and that we had to get ahead of it. We also came together in the belief that we had the tools, the technological tools, human innovation, advanced energy technology, policy tools, the awareness of the national security establishment to confront this challenge. As Operation Free has gained strength, we've also seen a consensus emerge in the national security space among all of our national security leaders, from the CIA to the Pentagon to the White House to the State Department, that climate change is a defining security threat in the 21st century.
No military in the world has a global reach and global requirements like we do. We have to go where the energy resources are and help support stability in the region, things that could stabilize governments, societies, economies. That whole system requires protection.
Today's global energy supply system, especially when it comes to liquid fuels like oil, is highly integrated, highly complicated, and extremely vulnerable to threats. One example is global choke points. Most oil travels on ships around the world, and it passes through various choke points in the world's oceans. For example, the Straits of Hormuz in the Middle East, and the Straits of Malacca in the South China Sea. The vast majority of the world's energy supplies travels through these very narrow waterways that can be choked off by things like mines, deployed by terrorists or deployed by countries, and they can become geopolitical footballs.
We have to look at where's the United States Navy going to be 50 or 100 years from today. We better be thinking about how we're going to do this in perpetuity. Americans by nature, it's in our DNA to look for the next frontier. We have a frontier that's staring us in the face right now on energy.
There's a long history of military innovation breaking new thresholds. The internet, for example, or GPS, they were to solve a military challenge, and it crossed over into the civilian sector.
Secretary of the Navy Ray Mabus took part in signing a contract for the largest biofuel purchase in government history.
Those sailors understand this energy imperative and the operational benefits that they're going to receive from alternative fuels and efficient systems.
In the next 10 years, the Air Force Academy plans to generate all of their own electricity through renewable sources. John Zanone takes us to Colorado Springs, where the Academy is one step closer to that goal.
With the flip of a ceremonial switch, the United States Air Force Academy is a little closer to energy independence. The $18.3 million project was funded by the 2009 American Recovery and Reinvestment Act.
For the Marines of the 5th Naval Air Gun Liaison Company, going green is not just changing into their green camouflage, but also changing the way they power their equipment. The experimental solar panel is designed to power a small military operations center. It's called the GREEN system, which stands for the Ground Renewable Expeditionary Energy Network System.
We can run an operations center off of this system as far as radios, computers, printers, lights.
The same advanced solar technology and battery technology that can power a forward operating base can also power a village, can power a rural community. The same battery storage technologies that work on naval vessels can work for communities around the world. Operation Free has worked hard to support the Pentagon's Advanced Energy Technology Development Program. Everything from backpack solar panels that an individual soldier or Marine can carry to recharge their batteries, but that you could use to recharge your cell phone, to advanced biofuels that can be dropped into a high-performance fighter aircraft with no change to that aircraft's engine. Fuels made from algae and cellulosic products that didn't have to be pumped out of the ground. Those same fuels need to make it to the civilian economy so that you have the option of filling your car with the same stuff that our fighter pilots are filling their aircraft with, that don't come from burning fossil fuels. More and more efficient engines, incredibly sophisticated battery systems. All of these things are being developed by the military and fielded by the military. We're committed to making sure that our civilian policy leaders, and ultimately every American family, can gain the benefits of these technologies. And it's time that those technologies were allowed to scale so that we can all have access to them. That's going to take better public policy, and it's going to take purchasers of energy, like major governments around the world, to make it a priority to help advance and especially to scale these technologies.
Challenges to our energy security, to our economic security, and to our national security. I think of those as wrapping paper around a beautiful golden opportunity. This golden opportunity, it's something that will enhance our quality of life, that will create jobs. This is something that is waiting to be seized if we can muster the political will.
I think it's our destiny to take a leadership role in finding solution sets for food security, energy security, and the things that we are facing as a civilization this century.
I think around the world there's a growing consensus that climate change is a threat we all have to deal with together. I'm hopeful because ultimately, climate change is a problem we may have caused. It may be the product of human technology. But human innovation, human cooperation, and human knowledge are the answer as well. And we have that resource in infinite abundance around the world.